Hey guys, welcome back. Today's video is what I hope to be the first of many to come, a Halo mod showcase. So with Reach on PC, the modding community have already been so hard at work creating some downright incredible mods, and I've been sat here since launch just dying to make videos about them. And today, I finally pulled the trigger. Now, you guys know that I don't usually ask for this, but I really want to make more videos like this, more modding videos, but only if you guys want to see more of them. So if you do, then I'd really appreciate you showing some support down below by maybe leaving a like and a comment, and maybe even sharing the video with a friend or two if you really enjoy it and really want to see some more. But anyways, that's far too much cookie cutter YouTube shilling for one video. Here are a few things on today's mod menu: a drivable frigate, an ODST Reach campaign overhaul, no Sangheili, Insurrectionist Firefight, and more. So let's waste no time and kick this bad boy off. First up, we have a pretty damn cool Reach campaign overhaul, Halo Reach ODST, made by Zula. The link to download this mod and all the others featured in this video can be found in the description. Now, this mod is pretty dope, I'm not gonna lie. As the name implies, it's a complete campaign overhaul that allows you to play as a special blue ODST in place of Noble 6. The story and missions and all that are pretty much the same, but as you can tell by the gameplay, there are some pretty significant changes. Firstly, the incredibly obvious one, the camera is now in third person instead of first. Now, you'd be actually genuinely surprised at how different this makes the game feel. It changes Halo from the typical run and gun FPS that we're all very familiar with, to what feels much more like a tactical, sort of methodical type of game. Like, I actually find myself crouching behind cover and peeking around corners to take potshots at the Covenant so much more frequently than usual. It really does feel more strategical, and if you're somebody who's into more realistic and firefight-like games, then I have a feeling that you're going to love this mod. But the viewpoint isn't the only change. See, to make you feel more like an ODST, and not a really overpowered Spartan 3, Zula also changed some of the base stats of your character as well. So for example, you don't have any shields, obviously, and your move speed is reduced to 75%, while your jump height is reduced to 85%, which is, I think, pretty similar to what Halo 3 ODST did. But also, for technical reasons, I think, you can't scope in. Don't worry, ODSTs can actually use scopes, it's just, for some reason, this one can't. Also, considering that you're no longer a super soldier, there are a few things that you also can't do, like hijack vehicles, detach turrets, use energy swords or gravity hammers, and a few other things. However, to balance it out just a little bit, you have 150% damage reduction and your health regenerates at 2 times the normal rate. Now, they might not seem like that much, but these settings, combined with a third-person camera, really do make for a more tactical experience, and honestly really do put you in the boots of an ODST. Like, fighting alongside Marines and other ODSTs as an ODST, it just feels so natural, which is weird considering we've already had a game like this, but for some reason it feels so much more grounded now that we're in third person. I'm not particularly sure why. It might be the cover, it might be the peek shooting, I'm not quite sure. It just feels so much more grounded than ODST, at least in my opinion. It's really a feeling that I haven't quite managed to get over, like playing it feels totally unique. The third-person camera also allows you to see so many more animations that you'd never otherwise see, and it makes even the simple things like reloading behind cover while you're pinned down by Covenant fire just look really cool and militaristic and even more gritty than Reach already looks. And the small details don't stop there. Zula even went as far as to give you a backpack to store Cortana in during the Pillar of Autumn. It's such a small detail that sounds quite insignificant, but you know, it's the little details like that that really add up to create a genuinely unique campaign experience. Definitely give this bad boy a shot. Remember. What you just witnessed was courtesy, arguably, of Game Cheat's finest creation. No civilians. Noble 6 was never on our side. He was sent into the UNSC by the Silent Shadow, elite warriors of the Covenant, as a sleeper cell, a Covenant plant within the Spartan 3 program. And on August 23rd, 2552, in New Alexandria's Traxxas Tower, this sleeper would be activated, unleashing all hell on those he pretended to serve and proving his loyalty to the Covenant, the Prophets, and as the Silent Shadow's newest acolyte. As I think you can already tell, No Civilians is a No Russian inspired mod made by Game Cheat 13 that turns Exodus into the airport from Modern Warfare 2. The only enemies are civilians who scream and frantically run away the second they see you. And just like Makarov and his boys, you've come armed. Very, very well armed. So Game Cheat modified some of the weapons on the map. So the shotgun now shoots like an AA-12 with God knows how many shells that can be fired before reload. The AR fires faster and has a much bigger magazine. The Falcon's turret goes from a simple turret to a literal minigun death machine. And the DMR, well, you see, I'll let you discover what the hell he's done to the DMR yourself. And on top of all of these already insane changes, he has, in his very own words, turned the blood effects up to 11. But I think that might just be the understatement of the century. This mod is absolute, pure, unfiltered chaos. If you ever need to just wind down, chill out, and obliterate some easy targets, then this is absolutely the mod for you. Just download it and jump into the shoes of the greatest traitor the UNSC have ever dealt with, and the most effective killer the Prophets have ever employed. And speaking of complete unfiltered chaos, this next mod makes the Halo 2 Jackal snipers look like grunts. Welcome to Ghouta Firefight by 101 Steven 101. The unimaginable has happened. The one thing the UNSC were convinced was impossible has been accomplished, and by their greatest enemy. Not only have the Covenant learned how to tame and control the Ghouta, but they've also uncovered the secrets of their breeding, allowing them to breed faster than grunts. And furthermore, through various selective breeding methods, some have even been bred and trained to pilot vehicles. This is truly what hell looks like. But no, for real, as crazy as this mod is, it's actually a lot more fun than I had any idea it would be. I played this on Legendary, so the gameplay you're watching right now is on Legendary, and the Ghouta go down actually much easier than they do in campaign, which, to be fair, is kind of necessary given how many spawn. Seeing like 20 Ghouta just spawn on the same spot and then immediately begin charging you is bloody terrifying. I'm not gonna cookie cut it. No matter how weak they are, having to constantly run away from them and then turn around and shoot and then keep running away and dodge the claws makes you feel like you're fighting a herd of wild animals or something, which, to be fair, is exactly what you're fighting. This is something that I always remember people asking for back in the day, and I assume that Bungie never gave it to us because of technical constraints with the Xbox 360, but now that this is a thing that very much exists, make sure you go and give it a shot. It's gonna be too good to be true. Get it? Ghouta gotta be... Oh my god. Okay, right, on to the next one. This is UNSC Firefight, again by 101 Steven 101. For the first time in Halo history, the UNSC are officially your enemy. As Noble 6's sleeper operation against the UNSC continues, you, a zealot within the same Silent Shadow contingent as Noble 6, have been deployed to a different region of New Alexandria by the Field Marshal. Here, a strong UNSC presence has been detected. Move as silent as the shadows, and vanquish their heresy without insolence. So, as you can tell, this is Firefight, but with quite a big twist. You play as an elite, and instead of fighting the Covenant, all your enemies are human, ranging from simple army infantry to ODSTs, to Spartans, and even members of Noble Team. I see so many people out there asking for a Halo game where we actually fight humans, so maybe this can fill that void. Steven actually kind of went all out with this one. All the enemy vehicles are human, from rocket hogs to pelicans, and on Boardwalk there's even a custom concussion ghost, and even the ordnance drops have a sort of Covenant-like texture applied to them, which is a really cool little detail. Like I said earlier, it's the little things. I'm not gonna lie though, this mode is actually a lot harder than I thought it'd be. I initially tried it on normal and I got absolutely demolished, so I had to go and switch to easy, which I did end up really enjoying. Not gonna lie though, it is strangely, weirdly cathartic going around cleansing the map of Marines and ODSTs, and when the Spartans appear, it's strange, but also really cool to fight them. It's actually quite surreal, in fact, considering that they're not just any Spartans, but actual Noble Team members that have their voice, their mannerisms, their animations, and everything like that. It's weird, like, you know you shouldn't be fighting them, but here they are, engaging me, so I kind of have to fire back, you know? It's weird. And as for the ODSTs, well, I actually felt kind of bad killing them, considering they all have Buck's voice. Really makes you think twice before pulling the trigger or swinging the sword. You know, at least until they start shooting. Honestly though, one of the coolest things about this mode, aside from the obvious, is just how many UNSC Army Trooper variants there are in it. Like, there are variants of the Troopers in this mode that I had no idea even existed. Like, I'm pretty sure there are some Army Troopers in this mode that weren't ever in the campaign, which is pretty cool. All in all though, if you're into Firefight and want to fight humans in Halo, then this really is the mod for you. Just try not to feel too guilty cutting through hundreds of bucks and meals with your sword, or doing this. In fact, no, I don't feel guilty. That is your punishment for your awful driving ability. Right, so this next mod is quite the behemoth. Ultimate Forge by Rejected Shotgun. Now, when he says ultimate, trust me, this dude means it. This mod injects loads of insanely cool and working vehicles, custom weapons, and other things into Forge World for us to play around with. So let's take a brief look at the stars of this mod. Starting off with the Sabre. It's just the Sabre from campaign, but now fireable on Forge World, complete with all of its weaponry. There's also the Seraph as well, which is insanely fast. I absolutely love flying this thing because when you fly and like turn and do tricks and stuff, seeing the way that the tail sort of thing on it moves like as a rattlesnake looks so damn cool. It's really made me appreciate the Seraph's design. Then there's the unique space vehicles that were in Long Night of Solace, so the Space Banshee is, again, insanely fast, but holy hell, it drifts more than Fast and Furious. It's really weird to control this thing, and I killed myself quite a few times trying to pull it around corners, but still, it's really fun to use, and coming in from a height and, like, zooming towards the floor is pretty fun, I'm not gonna lie. And then there's also the Space Phantoms as well, which honestly are pretty vanilla, although some of the turrets on the side are usable, which is pretty cool, but there's nothing too special about this. And now, for my favourite Halo vehicle of all time, the Longsword. Flying this absolute beauty of a ship feels so good. I've always been a Longsword stan, so finally getting to fly it made me even more of one. And as if I wasn't already happy enough, it comes equipped with a heavy cannon, and as its secondary weapon, a literal Shiva nuke. Man, I would absolutely love to play some PvP with this bad boy at some point. How it'd work, how it'd be balanced, I have no idea. I just know for a fact that it would be fun as hell to just nuke people. HiddenXperia out of context. Then there's the dropships. The Pelican and Phantom just fly like they do in the campaign when you do that Easter egg, except now they actually have collision, unlike in the campaign. But the Spirit is weird. Like, this thing is strangely really fast. Like, really, really fast. And the handling is so weird as well. Like, it drifts, but also turns really tightly. I'm not quite sure what's going on there with the Spirit. But now for the thing that you all want to see. The Frigate. Now, the sounds don't quite seem to work on it, and it's pretty slow, but actually flying a frigate around Forge World is so weird and crazy. This thing's like half the size of the entire map. It really is a thick ship. All the guns work as well, which is pretty cool, but the physics on it are, well, take a look for yourself. And then there's a bunch of other stuff too. The Mach cannon from the final mission is in and working. There's the campaign Falcon variant, so the Grenadier, and also the regular one with the cannon. The Troop Warthog that's only in Noble Actual, which is insanely fast, like many other vehicles in this mod. There's an Oni truck, and also a few other non-combat vehicles. And finally, there are even custom weapons as well. There are 2 variants of the Scarab gun, the first of which is a Reach Scarab gun, which is pretty decent, just like a regular Scarab gun, and the second one is a remake of the Halo 2 Scarab gun, which has a blast radius that's like twice the size of Pangea. This thing is like firing a billion nukes at once. And the final weapon is the Missile Launcher, basically a rocket launcher multiplied by 10,000. All in all, this is a really cool mod to just mess around in, and I can't wait to see what game types and maps are made with all of these injected assets. People are going to make some really cool custom games in the next few weeks, I'm telling you, there's going to be some really cool stuff popping up. And the final mod, which I only stumbled across yesterday, is really cool, and there was no way that I was leaving this out of the video. Fallen Corvette by Corbman007, part of his Covenant mod series. Now, you play as one of the last elites left alive on a Corvette, alongside your Hunter squad mates, as the demons are raiding the ship. Now, as you can see, we're back to a third-person camera for this mod, but that isn't the biggest change. See, Corbman's given the Corvette a complete makeover to fit the dire state the ship's in. I mean, it's quite literally falling through the sky towards Reach's surface, which is why the embers are like falling upwards. I mean, there's even a scarab that's like pinned to the roof of the hangar that was once in there, which is pretty cool. Makes for a very different looking map, quite honestly. Other than that, this is basically just UNSC Firefight, but there is one more really, really cool addition. Dual wielding. Or rather, I should say, dual wielding extreme. He's not only managed to get the mechanic working pretty well in itself, but he's also given us the ability to dual wield weapons that we never could. Shotguns, grenade launchers, assault rifles, and even more. It's so fun running around blasting ODSTs with dual shotties like Winchester 1887 style, or blowing people away with dual grenade launchers, all in third person so we can see those badass animations. I don't really have much else to say about this mod, honestly, other than the map is really cool. The atmosphere and like the ambience of the map is also pretty cool. It's like very red and sort of ominous, and dual wielding is incredible. I will never get tired of blasting people away with dual wielded shotguns. So satisfying, dude. So damn satisfying.
Double kill.
And so, those are all the mods that I want to cover in this first mod showcase. I made a point of including a pretty varied group of mods to really show what the community is capable of, and there's some really cool stuff out there that you should definitely check out. Link to everything that I covered today is in the description, so if you're playing on PC, do not hesitate to give them a shot. Again, like I said at the start of the video, if you want to see more videos like this covering even bigger, crazier, and more iconic mods, then please don't forget to leave a like, a comment, subscribe if you're new, and also maybe share the video around if you enjoyed it. But yeah, I think that's all for today. Massive thank you to all of my amazing patrons for the support over there, as per usual, and thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed, have a Merry Christmas, and I'll catch you all in the next one.